everybody. For those of you that don't know us, where I've got something to tell you, we're a true crime and paranormal podcast. I do the paranormal, I'm Tayler.
And I'm Colleen, and I do the true crime.
And it can be a range of different things. We always say this.
Yeah, I do have to preference. Sometimes it's weird history, sometimes it's just kind of whatever I'm feeling in the moment, but primarily there will be some murder involved.
Yeah, and mine can be aliens, it could be ghosts, conspiracies. We both love a conspiracy.
We do love a conspiracy.
But today I have a ghost story I'm really excited about.
Yeah, and we have visuals now, so we will be referencing just the screen above us. So
I'm really excited about it. That's us.
That's
as cartoons. And my sister drew it, actually. Yeah. Shout out. It's like, how dare you? Do we have anything else to add?
We do at the end ask if anybody does want to tell us a story. So we always say we've got something to tell you. Mm-hmm. But if you have anything to tell us, please feel free to come up afterwards and tell us, or we will make an announcement at the end if you want to come up and grab the mic. We love that. So
yeah, I love that. Okay, so you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I got something to tell you guys. So I'm going to cover today the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So that is it. It looks really creepy. At the end, I'll show the most recent picture because it is actually a really pretty hotel. But for the spooky factor, there you go. So the Crescent Hotel opened in 1886 as a luxury resort hotel sitting on a mountaintop on the Ozark Mountains overlooking the town of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It was marketed as a destination for wealthy travelers seeking the healing spring waters of the area. It eventually shut down and was reopened 2 times as a college before shutting down during the Great Depression. And so that brings us to 1937. The building was purchased by Norman Baker in 1937. And that is him, and yeah, that's a mugshot. We'll get into it. So Norman Baker, he bought this building and turned it into a cancer hospital. He was a former circus promoter who helped build circus tents in Iowa, which is ironic because he's a major clown, which you'll see by the end of this when I'm done with this story.
He kind of is giving like very angry Stanley Tucci.
I don't know who that is, but he does look angry.
The Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, well. You see it too, right?
I don't always get our references. I can't talk today. Okay, anyway.
It's a good thing we're just doing a thing where we have to talk the whole time.
Good thing I have like 10 more pages to go. So he was known for driving only purple cars and wearing lavender suits, giving creepy Willy Wonka vibes from the start. I would say that's a major red flag for someone like that to open a cancer hospital.
Yeah.
He hosted controversial radio broadcasts featuring conspiracy theories and not the good kind. And he would go on paranoid rants. He also invented something, and I don't remember what it was, but it doesn't really matter. So he's rich.
He seems like the villain, so we don't care.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't really care to say what
nobody wants to know what he invented.
Who cares? So for his next career move or hobby, if that's what you want to call it, he was like, you know what? I'm going to give curing cancer a shot. He heard about the healing spring water and thought, why not? And as you would guess, a lot of people died during this. But, I mean, it's a ghost story, and that's why I'm telling this. But that being said, it's extremely sad that these people were already suffering with cancer, and they went there to try and get cured. So, despite having no medical training, he claimed he could cure cancer. He advertised an almost perfect success rate and sent flyers out to the town. And that's what they looked like. Cancer is curable. He collected approximately $4 million from cancer patients by the end of this. And this is the 1930s, so you know that's like a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money now. It's way more money back then. So the treatments. Patients were given injections that contained crushed watermelon seeds, corn silk, clover, water, glycerin, peppermint, and traces of carbolic acid. And he called this secret formula number 5. And that's what those little jars are.
I feel like
Well,
that's
some of them.
Yeah, that's a ripoff of Chanel number 5.
I wouldn't put it past him. One of the most disturbing claims involved brain tumor patients where Baker allegedly peeled back part of their scalp and poured the liquid into the area. And that's the most graphic we will get, but that's horrifying.
Oh my God.
So tons of patients died under his care, obviously. Bodies were hidden for weeks before being cremated in the hospital morgue, which anyone who came to stay at the hospital didn't even know they had a morgue. They kept it hidden. The nurses would push the bodies in gurneys sometime late at night or early in the morning so that the patients wouldn't know that people were dying. And then the patients that couldn't be cured were sent to asylums. They were basically locked away so they couldn't say that he was a fraud.
Oh.
So he basically killed them because they were locked away and needed actual medical attention by a real doctor. And he wrote letters to their families.
No, do you have the letters?
I don't.
Oh my God.
But crazy.
That's insane.
So renovations over the years uncovered hidden human remains, including skulls and hundreds of glass bottles with what he said were cancer specimens. The hotel manager said that after this finding, the paranormal activity in the area increased like it woke up the spirits. And what finally brought about Baker's downfall were charges of mail fraud for posting materials promoting his cure. And he only served 4 years in prison. And then once he got out, he died of cancer.
No, really?
Right? That's what I thought. Also for only getting 4 years. That's crazy.
How much was he actually sentenced for?
I don't know. And I knew you would like that part. But I did read one thing that they said they couldn't charge him for murder because he didn't intentionally.
Hate that.
I hate that too. Okay, so let's get into the ghosts. And this is just gonna be there's a lot of ghost stuff going on in this building, so it's just a bunch of bullet points. So we're gonna start with Norman Baker. He's seen in the basement corridors near the recreation room and the morgue and at the bottom of the staircase. He appears confused or lost, like he can't figure out where he's going. So according to the employees, he has scared so many people in the rec room that they just shut it down completely.
I respect that.
You're like, I would never go down there anyway.
No, I would want to be that level of ghost then.
So there's switchboards in the lobby, and they'll regularly show that calls are coming down from the basement rec room, which obviously no one is at since it's shut down, and the phones are actually not even attached to the wall anymore down there. So the workers will still have to go down there just to investigate and make sure nobody's there. So I can't imagine how that conversation goes. They're like, you're it.
It's always the new guy that doesn't know.
You know? They're like, what's in the basement? And once they come back up, the calls start happening again.
Oh my gosh.
So next slide. The one on the right, that was actually from Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures, I can't remember, but it's in the morgue and they captured an actual body. So in Norman Baker's suite, which is the photo on the left, he had 2 giant St. Bernard dogs for protection for some reason. And guests hear scratching and dog grunting noises coming from one of the doors. One guest took a picture of what looks like a St. Bernard in the lighting and a reflection of the door. And I don't know how well you can see it on here, but it actually does. You can see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just me because I'm a believer.
100%. You can see it. Oh, yeah. It's right there. It's right there. Look at the dog's face.
By the arrow. They're right there.
Yeah.
So next slide. So, room 218 is haunted by someone by the name of Michael. He was believed to have been a stonemason working on the building while it was originally being built. He fell to his death while trying to get the attention of a woman. And he landed in what is now room 218.
So he was literally
So he died.
ghosted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cue the sigh, sir.
So Michael is known to be a trickster, but you tell me if you think this is funny. So he turns lights on and off, which is like typical ghost behavior. He'll turn the TV on randomly. He will knock and pound from the inside of the wall.
Hey, no, it's not funny.
Not funny at all. Guests will wake up to all the doors and windows being open. And then during the winter, he turns the AC all the way down.
I hate a ghost just making you slightly inconvenienced. Like,
He's a dick.
yeah.
And then during the summer, he turns it all the way up.
What an asshole.
I know.
No, that's not
Trickster.
trickster or douchebag.
Douchebag for sure.
Yeah.
So housekeepers say laundry carts feel like they're being pulled backwards, like when they're going to like grab it. Like if someone's pulling it on the other end.
Right, but they're just trying to do their job. Is this another trick that he
Mhm.
tries to pull?
It is a trick by Michael. But they'll say, Michael, stop it. And then the resistance is gone. He's like, okay.
Good.
He backs off a little bit. And then guests report seeing Michael's reflection in the bathroom mirror. And they say he reaches out as if he's trying to grab you. Which I think, from a ghost perspective, I think that's kind of funny. Like, I would think it's funny because you're scaring them. But from our perspective, I would probably pass away. So other guests believe that there's a second spirit that occupies room 218. He is thought to be one of the lead physicians from the Baker Hospital era. He's in Victorian-era clothing. He has a stern expression with glowing eyes, and they say he's grouchy. So he'll be just standing beside guests while they sleep, just staring at them with his glowing eyes. That's like his signature move. And then he also slams the door on people, which is rude.
Yeah.
And then, like the moment where you're about to fall asleep. So he waits for that moment, and then he shoves you off the bed.
What a jerk. He's just a bully at this point.
I know. And then there's a report from a guest that they were violently shook awake. And when they woke up, they heard feet running from the bed to the door. Like, they're like, it's not me. I feel like that's like more Michael energy than this other ghost.
Yeah.
But again, not cool. So next one is room 419. Theodora, who's in that picture right there, occupies 419. And in some articles, they say she's a former cancer patient, but in others, they say she's the head nurse, so I don't really know exactly her identity. But guests report feeling someone brush past them, doors open on their own, and she has had conversations with some of the guests saying that she is tidy and she will organize the room if it's messy, and she even packs their suitcases.
See, why can't Michael bring that type of energy?
There's always got to be one.
Yeah.
And then another guest, I don't know if it was a paranormal investigator or just like a guest in the hotel, they left a camera in room 419 after experiencing some activity, and the camera battery drained but continued going off and apparently snapping pictures. When they developed the pictures, it was showing different angles of the room, but the camera was just sitting in place.
I don't
So I
love
don't-
that.
Maybe Theodora was taking some pictures.
Selfies? Or what?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, and then so in the right picture, that's outside of her room. And if you could see, it almost looks like her silhouette that's in the window. So that's what that is. So in what was once the hospital's enclosed pain asylum, which is now a honeymoon suite, a silent pale woman in 1930s style nightgown is occasionally seen standing at the foot of the bed. She has no jaw or no chin. So it's just like to hear.
Oh no.
Not on the honeymoon.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Okay, next slide. So another spirit that is seen a lot is the spirit of a famous ballroom dancer who stayed at the hotel. A woman was giving her daughter a bath in the room, and her child started talking to someone standing behind her. And when the mom asked her what the person was saying to her, she said that the person was saying, "You're a princess," indicating to the child, "and I'm a castle." And when they went downstairs to tell the front desk about it, they said, "It's Irene Castle. That's her name." And that was probably her way of trying to communicate her name to the little girl, which I thought was actually really cute.
That is really cute.
And next we have the kitchen ghost. So the hotel chef has seen a little boy with glasses skipping around the kitchen around the time that they open up. One day he was opening, and right as he turned on the lights, all of the pots and pans flew off of the shelves. And I don't know about you, but if I'm getting ready to work, that's annoying. Okay, and then we have our ghost tour incidents. And the next couple of slides are just like pictures that people report. They report a lot of shadow figures, as you can see behind the couple, and then in the reflection.
Yeah.
I think there's, oh yeah, and lots of orbs. The handprint too is crazy. Okay.
Pull the plug.
Okay. So during a ghost tour, a 3-year-old girl remained silent during the entire tour. After leaving one room, she said, "Bye, baby." The room they had just left was the children's room. So she was seeing a little kid or something. And I'm assuming when it was operating as a hospital, maybe they had like a children's ward. On another tour, one guest got goosebumps and found it hard to breathe. And at the same time that happened, a couple of other people on the tour said, "Can anyone hear that?" They heard a little girl giggling, and the tour guide told them at that exact spot, a little girl fell to her death from the railing above them. Other guests staying at the hotel have seen the same little girl falling from the railings, and they'll call the front desk confused because they see her fall, and then she's not there. And they're like, "No, it's a ghost." So let's move on to the bar ghost. 2 other guests saw a ghost. Well, I don't know if they knew it was a ghost at the time. They might have thought it was like a paid actor. So he's wearing like old-timey clothes, sitting at the bar, and one of them tried to go up and speak to him. But he ignored them. He just looked straight ahead and he wasn't reacting at all, so the guy walked away. The other friend tried talking to the bar ghost next, and after being ignored, he walked away too. When they both turned around, the ghost at the bar disappeared. He wasn't sitting there anymore. But when they looked up, they saw him on the second landing staring down at them.
Oh my god.
They decided to run up towards the ghost. And as they were, the ghost started like disappearing, like dissolving. And they said that they felt a presence pushing them back down to the lobby.
I hate that. But also, don't chase a ghost.
I know,
Let's
the
just
ghost is
not.
like, "Come on." And then on another tour, one guest saw a man in a hospital gown. And he said, "What about my treatment?" And at the same time, 2 of the other guests on the tour, they kept turning around like they were doing like a double take because they had seen him just standing there and staring, but they didn't hear like what he had said. So I wouldn't want to be the guy that heard it.
Yeah.
That's creepy to me. And then one tour guest, a skeptic, loudly announced she didn't believe in ghosts. Moments later, water began pouring from the ceiling directly onto her. The staff...
Believe no?
That's what you get? They found no pipes above that location and no explanation for where the leak could have came from. Michael.
I appreciate that. That's funny. I respect that from Michael.
That's one good trick. Okay. So at the end of their tour, it ends near the morgue, which that is the picture of the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
And the tour guide asks if anyone wants to go into what I think is previously like the freezer room where they put the bodies, and that's that room right there.
They asked if they wanted to go into it,
Mm-hmm.
and they said yes.
They're a mother and son were like, I'm in.
That's a
I know. Bad idea.
I was
Like,
gonna
I
say
wouldn't
that's
do
a
that.
bad mom. Sorry.
So they went in, they closed the door, they're in pitch dark. After 30 seconds, the mom was banging on the door to let them out, saying, let us out, my son is sick. Like sick to his stomach.
Oh my god.
And once they let them out, she had taken a video in there, and there was an orb above her son's head, and it was getting brighter, and then she said it went into his head, and that's when he started getting nauseous. She's shocked. So, right outside of the morgue, a lot of guests get pale and faint, and only in that area. And according to the hotel, this has been happening for decades. Sleeping in the morgue, and yes, you can sleep in the
Are you
morgue. They'll set up
kidding
beds
me?
for you.
Oh no. Don't do that.
People report hearing whistling while they're falling asleep. They also report seeing a Victorian-dressed woman standing at the end of their bed, followed by a lot of knocking on the walls. And in this area, guests and investigators also report hearing screams and hearing tapping on the vents and drains. And then, not specific to any area, just a bunch of hauntings throughout the hotel. Guests report being poked, being pinched, feeling hands brush up against them, hearing voices and music when nobody is there, books flying off shelves in the lobby. Orbs are seen throughout the hotel. There's hundreds of pictures of orbs at this hotel, in photos, but also seen in person, moving sometimes through people. The bathtubs in the hotel are jacuzzi jet bathtubs, and they report to turn on and off by themselves without water. And at least once a month, guests are reported to sleep on the couch in the lobby because they're afraid of their rooms. So today, and I promised a picture. See, it doesn't look that bad there.
Okay.
Like, it almost looks like Gilmore Girls. Kind of.
It's and then just turn it into dark and it's just demons coming out of every window.
But it still operates as a historic hotel and spa. It offers nightly ghost tours through its haunted hallways and former morgue. And the hotel attracts more than 35,000 ghost tours each year, making it one of the most popular paranormal destinations in the U.S.
Yeah, it's very Gilmore Ghouls. Love that.
Episode name. And that is the Crescent Hotel.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, like we said, I cover the true crime portion of the podcast. And I always like to tell people why I picked my story. And tonight I picked my story because I'm a soccer fan. And I'm definitely watching the World Cup. And I was like, there has to be a soccer murder. And then I remembered, oh boy, there is.
Oh, yay.
Today I'm going to be telling you about the deadliest goal scored in World Cup and soccer history and how it led to the murder of Colombian national soccer player Andrés Escobar. Now, I brought up Colombia and Escobar, so yes, I will be bringing up Big Papa Pablo himself. He comes in later in the story. But we have to start from the beginning, so let's kick it off.
Okay.
First off, soccer is the most popular sport in the world. That is just simply a fact.
Not biased at all. Is it not working? No.
This is how many countries play soccer. It is just a map of the world because every country in the world plays soccer. But in Colombia, soccer is special. I put that in there in case anybody didn't know where Colombia was.
I didn't, so thank you.
You're welcome. Colombia is special. Soccer is sacred. It's what you play with your friends growing up, what you watch with your family. and the national team players are basically heroes. And in 1994, these were the heroes to Colombia. I will give you one guess who my favorite is.
Number, is that 11?
10.
Oh, 10. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just liked his hair.
Literally the reason I picked him, but he's not the one that's part of our story. I just really thought he was cute.
Well, I'm glad he survived.
That is Carlos Valderrama, and if you didn't know, he's also 64 now, and he still has that hair. So
Nice.
you're welcome, ladies. But we are going to be focusing on one player in particular from our 1994 Colombian squad, and that is Andrés Escobar. This is Andrés Escobar. Andrés Escobar was born March 13th, 1967. He grew up in Medellin, Colombia, with his mother, who was a housewife, and his brother and sister. Andrés' dad was a banker and philanthropist who ran an organization that helped kids get into soccer as a way to keep them off the streets and away from getting involved with violence and gang activity, both of which were heavily prevalent in Colombia at the time. As Andrés grew up with the mindset of his father. He was described as someone who always looked out for others and believed in taking care of people. And on top of that, he was a wildly talented soccer player. He played throughout his childhood, school days, into college, and went on to immediately go pro. He also played center back, which, again, for Tayler, center back is defense.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And by all accounts, he was everyone's favorite player to have on their team, not just because of his skills, which he was beyond talented, but also because he was always calm. He was extremely likable and charismatic. He was known for an intensely respected, clean, and technical style of play, and was even nicknamed the Gentleman, which I love that. Andrés is still believed to be one of the best players to ever come out of Colombia. Throughout his career, he had over 259 club appearances. He was a starter for both his club and national teams, and again, a favorite by all accounts for fans and teammates alike. And at the same time, Andrés Escobar is making a name for himself within the Colombian soccer community. Another Escobar is also making a name for himself. That's right, Pablo Escobar. And he does have a major role in this story. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on all things Pablo because, one, Andrés is our focus, and two, we all know who Pablo Escobar was, but if you don't, congratulations on avoiding Netflix. But I am going to give you a little synopsis. Pablo Escobar was also born in Medellin. Thank you for the assist. It's also another soccer reference. Was born in Medellin, Colombia, just like Andrés, and he quickly grew to be one of the most prevalent figures ever in organized crime. By the late 1970s and into the 1980s, he was the head of the Medellin cartel, one of the most powerful and violent drug organizations in the world. And at the height of his power, Pablo Escobar was making an estimated $60 million a day.
Damn.
And that's
Must be nice.
I know. Could you imagine?
No.
And that was simply just through cocaine trade, because he had side quests as well.
Oh.
But by 1990, Pablo Escobar was one of the richest men on the planet, and because of that, he obviously had unbelievable influence throughout Colombia. Now, when I think of Pablo Escobar, I think of violence, drug trafficking, and being one of the biggest criminals in history, which accurate thought to have, but inside Colombia, especially early on, his reputation was actually a lot more complicated. Pablo built neighborhoods for families who can afford homes. He paid for schools, churches, soccer fields, and community centers. He handed out money to people living in poverty, and because of that, many Colombians viewed him as sort of like a Robin Hood figure.
Oh.
But let's be clear, none of that makes him a good man. It just makes him a very effectively manipulative man. And one of the biggest tools he used to manipulate Colombia was their unwavering love for soccer. And Pablo himself absolutely loved the sport, but he knew Colombia did too. So he poured millions of dollars into Colombian soccer clubs, built soccer fields throughout the country, and funded youth programs. Pablo was using soccer to build loyalty and love, but in the background, he was pocketing money through gambling rings with other drug lords and making millions off of fixing matches himself. Mm-hmm. He'd even threaten or blackmail coaches to play or bench certain players, so the lineup would be beneficial to Pablo depending on the outcome so that he could make the most money. So he
As if he doesn't already have enough.
He's like $61 million. And Pablo's biggest moneymaker became betting on Colombian soccer, especially the national soccer team. Because now with Pablo's money backing Colombian soccer, the team was rising to be one of the best teams in the world. They could finally have the state-of-the-art training facilities, they could pay for the best talent, and they genuinely were skyrocketing to be a top-tier team in the world. And let's just quickly talk about how good this Colombian team was getting. In September of 1993, during a World Cup qualifying match against Argentina, which, again, in order to understand this, you have to understand, in 1993, Argentina had already won 2 previous World Cups. The game also happened on Argentina turf in Buenos Aires, so home team advantage. Mm-hmm. And this 1993 Argentinian team was legendary. They had Maradona. Maradona is a real big name in soccer. Everybody, okay. We're not fans. Okay. That's a big thing, okay? Just know.
Noted.
But so nobody expected Colombia to win. If anything, they thought this was going to be a rough game to watch as a Colombian fan. Mm-hmm. But Colombia ends up winning 5-0. It's an insane game and win for the team. So with that win, Colombia qualifies for the 1994 World Cup, and it's all over soccer news outlets that Colombia is the team to watch to win the whole thing. Even soccer legend Pele. Mm-hmm. Do you know that one?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, somebody. But Pele is quoted saying that Colombia is the best team in the tournament, and it was his overall pick to win. Great news for Pablo Escobar. He's already making millions off of soccer betting. He also has control over the coaches. Remember, he's gaslighting them basically into their own lineups. And he knows that the whole country of Colombia is going to be invested in watching their country compete. Mm-hmm. Literally invested. I said, I imagine him getting those like cartoon eyeballs with like big dollar signs. But because he immediately starts taking bets from everyone, but most importantly, he has his guys in the cartel betting millions of dollars on the Colombia games. So this team does not know it, but they are walking into the 1994 World Cup with hundreds of dangerous cartel men's money riding on them. Then something important happens. Pablo Escobar is killed.
Uh-oh.
And this is not just huge because it's the death of a massive drug lord, which he died after a massive manhunt, tried to run, was shot down by the police, apparently through the ear, which I said was a wild way to get a piercing. But with Pablo alive, he loved soccer. So he was making money off of betting on the games, but he also was protecting the players from the dangerous men who would sometimes lose lots of money on the games.
Oh.
There is even a story of one of the players getting held up on the street with a group of friends, and they're all held at gunpoint and getting robbed, and they're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And he mentions that he's on the national team, and the guys just immediately back off.
Oh.
That was the reach that Pablo had. Like, he wanted his players protected. But now Pablo is gone. and Colombia is walking into the World Cup, the biggest stage in the world for soccer, and all those bets and money is relying on them to win. So there they are. Sorry. I don't know how to go back. Anyway,
back? Do you want to
yeah.
go back?
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll just surprise this is another Colombian soccer player. He'll be important in a second. So there they are, 1994 World Cup, which was held right here in the US. The Colombian team is drawn in a group with Switzerland, Romania, and the host country ourselves, the USA. And our Andrés Escobar is the face of the Colombian team. He is everywhere, and they are living for him back in Colombia. The whole team loves him. They're all feeling like this is amazing. We are actual kings right now. Can you believe what we've accomplished? So they go into their opener against Romania feeling great. I mean, they have the country of Colombia behind them. They've had the richest man on the planet funding them. They even have Pele himself saying this team is going to win. And then they don't. They lose their very first game to a team that arguably should have been an easy win. They lose 3-1 against Romania. And it's going to get worse from here.
Oh no.
Their next game is going to be against the host country. So us, all of us, USA. They get to their rooms after the loss, and they go to the hotel to rest after the loss and prepare for what is going to be the biggest game of their lives. They get into their rooms, and something isn't off, but instead on. Someone had hacked every television of every single Colombian soccer player so that they get into their room and that their TV is on with a message that reads, if Gabriel Gomez plays against the United States, the entire team will be killed.
Whoa.
This is Gabriel Gomez. Poor guy.
It's a lot of pressure.
So they were like, no offense to Gomez, but a lot of people also apparently blamed him for the loss against Romania. And obviously some very powerful people were not big fans of him for it. This is also freaky because the message is on every channel and it's clearly demonstrating the power and reach that the cartel in Colombia had. And it's not an empty threat. This is when the team realizes, yeah, we're gonna bench Gomez, sorry buddy, but all of our heads are on the line.
Literally.
So match day arrives, it's June 22nd, 1994, and they are playing at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, with 94,000 fans in the stands. And that with their loss to Romania, Colombia has to win this game to progress, but also with the TV death threat, they better win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia takes the field against the US, and immediately, by all accounts, their game is off. They look slow, passes are way off, they're making mistakes they've never made before, but who could blame them? They literally just had the scariest thing ever on their television. I said possibly only second to the literal ring girl crawling through it. But the US was considered an underdog, so this game should have been an easy win for a favorite like Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
The game progresses, the US is pushing, Colombia looks flat and unorganized, but Andrés Escobar, as leader of the team, is playing hard. He's making beautiful runs, and he's a force on the back line, not letting anything through. Then, in the 35th minute, something tragic happens. If you have ever played soccer, scoring an own goal is literally the gut-wrenching feeling. You know everybody on your team is going to be nice, but they all kind of hate you at the same time. And Andrés Escobar has just scored an own goal on the World Cup field with life-threatening threats coming through his television.
Oh no.
Yes. Our gentleman, our calm, cool, and collected, dependable defender scored an own goal in the World Cup. And I feel like you can see it on his face. If Gomez was in trouble for having a bad game, what was in store for Andrés? Also, they still have to finish the game. But now Colombia is down 1-0 as they go into halftime, and then in the second half, it gets worse. In the 52nd minute, the U.S. gets another chance. Colombia is now down 2-0, and Colombia is a disaster. They do eventually get one goal in the final minute of the game, but it is far too late. The United States beats Colombia 2-1, and this is devastating. Because remember, Colombia came into this tournament as one of the favorites to win the entire thing. Instead, after 2 games, they are basically done. Technically, they still have one more group stage match, Switzerland, and they do win that game 2-0, but it doesn't matter. Colombia is completely eliminated from the 1994 World Cup. Andrés Escobar, the player everyone trusted to keep the ball out of Colombia's net, is now the man everyone remembers for putting it in. Now, after Colombia is eliminated, Andrés gets call after call from people back home warning him not to go back to Colombia. They are hearing threats, the anger from fans, but more importantly, the anger and threats from the people who lost money. But Andrés is the kind of guy who believes in putting other people before himself. To him, it would have been selfish to run and hide while his teammates and his country faced the fallout. So instead, he writes a newspaper column taking responsibility and addressing it in his very Andrés manner. He's calm, respectful, and resilient. He wrote, "A big hug to everyone. And I want to say that it was a phenomenal, rare opportunity and experience unlike anything I'd ever felt. See you soon because life doesn't end here." Which I loved that. He also goes on to take responsibility as a leader of the team and recognize the disappointment of the team's poor performance. I mean, this guy is just a class act in every level. Essentially, I think he's like, I'm the leader. I made a mistake, but don't blame the whole team for my mistake.
Yeah. Like he could have just fled.
Exactly. But he stands up, he shows up for his team. And behind the scenes, he's also urging the team to unite and show respect to each other and others as they face the reality back home. Basically, he knows they're going to go back home and they're going to get hate. And he said, respect them. Respect everybody that says anything bad to you. Do not talk back. Show class. And I was like, I love that. Nice. And after his statements and newspaper column, Andrés and the team do go home. And when back home on the evening of July 2nd, 1994, just 10 days after the game against the U.S. and the own goal, Andrés Escobar went out with some friends. And let's be clear, this was not some wild night out. This was friends trying to get their friend who they cared about back to his normal life. They go to a local Mandaean bar, the El Indio. They eat dinner, and as they are leaving, Andrés is recognized by 2 men who follow him out into the parking lot. They start mocking him, yelling, "Goal, goal, goal," just like the announcers would, trying to get a reaction out of him. But Andrés is calm and collected, and he continues to walk. The insults escalate into full-blown rage, and that's when one of the guys pulls out a gun and begins screaming "goal" and fires.
Oh my God.
He fires 6 times at Andrés, shouting "goal" after each shot. Sorry, guys. I know this is a heavy one, but Andrés falls to the ground but is still alive. The 2 men flee, and Andrés' friends call the ambulance. After 45 minutes of surgery, Andrés Escobar, a man known for kindness, passed away from his injuries. He was only 27 years old.
Aww.
So due to literally dozens of witnesses, the police are able to track down the shooter almost immediately. And you wouldn't believe it, but this monster had ties to organized crime. His name was Humberto Munez Castro, and he was a bodyguard for Pedro David and Santiago Gayon, 2 wealthy businessmen who were reportedly tied to the cartel. But I can cartel you, they were definitely connected. These guys were very much known to be a part of the soccer gambling ring, so would have lost a lot of money in the World Cup and would have had a target on Andreas's back. So when Humberto saw Andreas that night, prosecutors believed the motive was tied to those massive gambling losses and possibly a reward that the cartel had issued. Couldn't be proven, but I'll tell you, it was, let's go. I mean, it definitely was. Humberto goes to trial for murder and is convicted and sentenced to 43 years. How many years do you think let's play another game.
Okay.
If you think it's over 20, raise your hand. It's 11. It's 11 years.
I was gonna go too.
Yeah. 11 years because Colombia has sentencing laws that you can earn credits in jail for good behavior.
Credits.
I was like, do you get a punch card?
You get a gold star.
It's insane. So basically it's like if you have a good year of good behavior, it takes a year off your sentence. So it's nuts. So Andrés Escobar's funeral was held in Colombia and more than 120,000 people attended.
Dang.
Just
Crazy.
to show support for that we don't stand for this. We were
Yeah.
behind him. We don't stand for the violence. His friends, teammates, and family were there in his honor, and the president of Colombia at the time spoke and had this to say. Andrés Escobar will remain in our hearts as our hero of moral integrity. Colombia must not let its best children be expelled from life's playing field. In July of 2002, on the day and 8 years after Andreas's murder, a statue was built in his honor and stands beautifully in his home of Medellin. And every year, people bring flowers to the statue or photos of Andreas to games to respect his memory and his legacy as the gentleman of soccer. And to end that, everyone, is the story of Andrés Escobar and the deadliest goal scored in World Cup. And I said, thank you, ladies and the gentlemen.
I love that. Well, that wraps up our episode.
Yeah, thank
Our
you
episode.
guys.
Well, it will be an episode.
But like we said at the beginning, if anybody has a story they want to share, more than happy to hear it.
Anyone want to get up on the mic?
No.
We wouldn't let you anyways.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Make sure if you like us, we are on all of the streaming services. I've got something to tell you. Follow us on Instagram at IGSTTYpod. And if you do want to tell us a story, we are IGSTTYstories@gmail.com.
And then also we switch between, if this is your first time, between Bottle Shop and Jared's Coffee Shop, which is a 100-year-old coffee shop too. So that'll be our next one if you guys want to go over there too.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.